Hello, everybody. Welcome to No Chaser TV. I'm here with
Can't
Chad,
hear
and
you.
we're about to
We
bring
can't
you.
hear you.
You can't hear me? Can you hear me now?
Mm-mm.
I wasn't on mute. What about now?
Yeah.
What about now?
You can hear me, Danny?
Yeah.
I can't hear you. That's weird. All right, hold on. Let me see. Mm-mm. I could hear the
No,
music when it was playing at the beginning, but I can't hear it now. I can't hear
let me
anything.
let me try leaving and coming back.
While he's doing that, I just wanted to say hey to the people. How y'all doing? Uh, I got one eye, but I got one good eye on the people. Chad, what's going on?
Hmm.
Can you hear me? I think it's Chad.
Can you hear
I
me,
think it's Chad.
Chase?
I
Yes,
can
I
hear
can.
you now.
Okay. This happened to Jamie when he was hosting on Saturday, so maybe it's the curse of the host. But how you doing this evening, Chad?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you doing, friend?
I'm good. I haven't read in forever, so I'm excited.
Yes, for sure. Absolutely. When I realized I was going to be with you, I was like, oh, I had been online with Danny in a minute. So, yeah, I knew it
And
was
it's
going
just
to
us two, so we
be
can cut up.
good.
Everyone, before we get started, just want to remind everyone, if you didn't know, I'm letting you know now that No Chaser TV was nominated for a Reality TV Starlight Award for the most consistent YouTube channel. The link will be posted in the lounge for you all. And if you know anything about Chase, you know that this is a very accurate award for No Chaser to be nominated to. Chase has been very consistent in bringing you all the content that you all need. There goes that wonderful picture. Um, we are very proud of you, Chase.
Yes, absolutely. That's very dope.
Yes, and a win for you is like a win for us. So we are going to, we're going to be voting. Um, with that being said, make sure you like and subscribe. If you haven't already subscribed, make sure that you do hit that thumbs up button so that you can get all these alerts and everything. Because Chase will go out and go do a cocktail hour real fast with some hot tea drops. So you want to be notified every time that happens.
Okay.
Um, But with that being said, let's get ready for this Girls Trip -1 episode of Married to Medicine. So at the opening, we pick up really right after the chaos at Angel's nurse scrub party. And we have various scenes with the girls packing and getting ready for the trip. We have a scene with Contessa recalling the evening to Scott and tells him what transpired with um, Toya and Angel, with Simone and Quad, with Simone and Heavenly. It then pans over to Simone discussing with Cecil what happened in the event and also tells him that Heavenly has been talking about their marriage. Um, we then go to Heavenly talking to Daddy, and she is still shaking and debating whether she should even go on the trip. She tells Dr. Damon that she doesn't feel safe around Simone after what happens and claims that she isn't going. Before I move on to the rest, Chess, do you have anything about these little scenes or any thoughts about how last week ended?
My main thing that I wanted to mention was Heavenly's voice when she talks to Daddy is just so annoying. I'm like, girl, just talk regular. It's so annoying. I was like, here we go. But that's really the only thing I had to say about that. Everything else was just kind of like, the little scenes that they played just to kind of get us amped up a little bit. But that specific scene also was like, Heavenly, you're going on this trip. You don't want to miss nothing. It's not like her to miss anything. So I was like, she gonna end up going even if she don't go right now. So, and
It's
of
funny
course we see in
you
the
say that.
preview that she
It's
comes.
it's funny you say that about the voice because as I was, saying this stuff to sound like in that, I really wanted to add in that annoying voice. That voice gives Daddy issues because she talks like she's an infant or like a toddler
Yes.
and saying Daddy, and we know she didn't have a relationship with her father. Um, so I think that's where the Daddy and that voice come from. But it's creepy to me. That
I
and
was
the
about to say it was so creepy because think about Damon, the way he responds, even in his tone, it also is very like grooming kind of.
hey
And I
love.
know, look, I know the people got mad at me for my opinions on King a few days ago, but I'm still gonna give y'all my opinion, so deal with it. But yes, it was kind of creepy. It's just he's like, no, don't do that. Like it just sounds very much like an adult talking to a child, and I don't like it.
and calling her buddy. That's how I
But
call my nephew buddy.
uh, it's
Like,
just like
no, well, if they mad at you, they're gonna be mad at me this time because I share that same. Um, but anyways, as the trip begins without Heavenly, we see the ladies arrive at the airport. And Chad, I don't know if you were shocked, but I was shocked that as Simone and Quad were apologizing to Angel, it was like they never fought. I was.
yeah, literally right off the bat, it was no resistance, no nothing, just immediate apology. I was like, okay, this is nice.
In that moment, I learned that that is their relationship, and I can't
Yeah,
get mad at. I'm not even picking sides no more. That is just their dynamic, and they love it, regardless of
yep.
what they say they like it. But Contessa does notice that Heavenly is not there and assumes she isn't going on the trip. I'm sorry, wait, I have fast forwarded way too much. Yeah, Contessa noticed that Heavenly is there, is not going on the trip. They finally arrive at the destination. In the car, Jackie tries to tell Timon that she was on 10. And Simone quickly checks Jackie that it wasn't just her, it was all your people. And I know that's right, Simone. But once they arrive at the house, I noticed that Contessa did a great job picking it out. And it's not lost on me that this cast trip was put together so well after we just saw the disaster on Potomac an hour before. Um, but Toya, in her normal fashion, while everyone is saying how great the house is in the car, Toya says it's livable. But she quickly changes her tune when she gets inside the house. Um, Contessa then announces that she gets the primary suite and lets them know that the newbies have to share a room as it's a rite of passage. Brandy and Angel are not happy at all. They draw straws to choose the order in which they select their rooms. And after they choose the rooms, Brandy and Angel scope out their accommodations. And to me, it was like Contessa basically said, welcome to the group. Now struggle," and put them in a tiny shared room with a weird setup of a bed. And they're clearly not happy about it. And before they can even get settled into the room, Angel starts off talking about bad energy over and over and accused Brandy of having bad energy. Brandy didn't back down and told her if the energy doesn't work for Angel, a hotel is always an option that she can explore. Um, and when they went downstairs, the drama continued in front of the other ladies. Angel calls Brandy aggressive, which I didn't like. And Contessa said, let's press the reset button. Angel then gives a sorry ass excuse for an apology in an attempt to smooth things over, but Brandy is not buying it. What are your thoughts here, chat? And put in the lounge whether you're Team Angel or Team Brandy in this argument.
So first, I am Team Brandy in this argument. But to go back to them choosing, I mean, until they pull up to the house was lovely. The house was beautiful. I mean, it was really a stunning house. I hadn't seen anything that good on Housewives on a cast trip in a while. But that was a really, really good pick. So shout out to Contessa for that. But when it came down to when it came down to her telling them about the accommodations and everything, it was kind of consistent with how housewives and how married to medicine how they do. The new people they always gonna get the bottom of the barrel unless somebody's beefing with somebody enough to be childish and give them the bottom of the barrel room. But I didn't think it was. I don't know. When I feel like when it comes to these trips and cash trips and stuff, you already know that if it's a bunch of y'all, every single person is not gonna get their own room. Simple as that. So it's like at the end of the day go with an open mind. You going for, a girl's trip, go with an open mind. Do you want that room with the bunk beds? No, but you there to hang out with your girls. The room accommodation should not be that deep. But that's just me. As far as the Angel and Brandy scene, this scene I actually had to watch like 3 times because I was like, how did we go? How did we get here? I was so like lost with how Angel like she was annoyed with the room situation and then she turned it on Brandy and I was like, where did the whole energy talk come from? So I was very lost with that, but it was a funny scene nonetheless because Brandy, I love when she said, what does that even mean? When she was trying to figure out like what was Angel even like going. But it was just like so interesting because I liked Angel, but she was in the wrong in this situation, and her energy was the one that was bad. So I was happy that Toya, when they was coming down the stairs, Toya was like, "No, that's the energy that you are leading with." Like I was, it was a lot, but I was happy that Brandy stood her ground. Like, girl, I'm not one of those girls you could just talk to any kind of way, but she gave her the same energy right back to her. So kudos to Brandy.
Yeah, I agree. It was very funny when Angel says, "Are you bringing the bad vibes?" When she was clearly the one bringing the bad vibes. And with the whole room situation, I agree with you, Chad. Like I take when we went on the cabin trip together, we wouldn't have cared what room we were in. Some of us fell asleep on the sofa, never made it to our rooms. Like it just doesn't matter. Like we're there just to have fun with each other and call it a day. Like how much time are you really expecting to spend in the room?
That part.
So, but yeah, and I also didn't like when Angel was trying to give that sorry ass apology to Brandy. And Contessa tried to say that wasn't your intent, and Angel goes, however she can receive it. Like that was so dismissive. It was comical to me. Like I was laughing, but it was comical.
And Brandy picked up on it too. Like, no, girl. Like
Yeah, you could say
you gagged that I got back with your ass. That's really pretty much what it was. That's how I felt too.
I will say it's the very first time in a long time that I'm enjoying newbies on Married to Medicine because I love
Agreed.
the cast so much the way it is
Hmm.
that usually I don't like newbies. Yeah, usually I hope they're one and done, but I'm actually already hoping that they come back. The last time I wanted a newbie to come back was Audra.
Oh, I actually forgot about her.
I wanted her to come back, but I think
Didn't she get into like a fight with somebody?
I forgot. I think she was beefing with Toya.
Toya, that's who it was. I was like, I know she had like it was like a big beef, and then they had
Yeah,
like
and then
it
she got
almost got
pregnant.
physical at one point or
Hmm.
something. Okay, I remember.
At her house, at Toya's house, when Anila was there, something happened. I forgot, but all right. So then they get the first night kicked off. So they kick it off with some hibachi drinks. I think Brandy says that having everyone's favorite liquor made up for the room situation. Um, and it looks like everyone is trying to act like things are just fine and okay. But you know whose name is brought up consistently? Heavenly. So Simone takes the floor and tells her version of what happened. She insists that she didn't touch Heavenly aggressively and says Heavenly is overreacting. Contessa backs Simone up and says that Simone didn't move her arm away in an aggressive manner, which we saw on camera that she didn't either. Quad gives her input and says that Heavenly has to learn not to respond to things in a certain way. Contessa then asks if Heavenly comes and they all concede that emotions were high and that can affect the memory. Simone says yes, shaking her head and agreeing, which I thought was big of her.
Hmm.
Then Simone drops the bomb in her confessional that she is done with Heavenly, period. Shocker. But to shift the energy, the girls begin playing Truth or Dare. Angel gets truth and recounts a sex story when she used some throat numbing spray and she couldn't even fit it. She had no feeling in her mouth, her esophagus. I think it trickled down to her stomach. She couldn't, and that definitely shifted the energy because they all got to laughing. Brandy's shoes is there, and when I tell you, I hope she doesn't do those moves for real. uh, and she shows this horrible move in bed that she says Qua can get pregnant with and wants her to report back in 2 weeks. Simone says that is not a move to get pregnant, but rather a move to keep your man. And I don't know if that's a move to keep your man either, because it looks like something like um, Simone is then asked Truth or Dare, and after seeing Brandy dance, Simone do her move. Simone clearly says, "Baby, I'm not doing no dare." So Simone is then asked when was the last time she initiated sex, and she says in April during her and Cecil's trip to Santorini, where she did it all. I mean, she recounted more than I wanted to know.
Yes, I definitely was like, girl, I didn't want to hear all that. I immediately thought about her boys. Like, I
Simone,
would not have wanted to hear that
but I didn't want to hear all that.
at all.
And the ladies all agree that Greece is very romantic. Quad shadily says that maybe Cecil should think about buying a one-bedroom condo there since he's a realtor. I caught the shade and all. Even though she loves Cecil, I caught the shade and all that. Um,
All of it.
so while Chad gives me his take on this scene, I want y'all to drop in the lounge if y'all are Team Heavily or Team Simone in the situation. Chad,
So call me crazy. And Simone is also one of my favorites as well. But I feel like Simone is acting very grown woman this season. She's definitely trying. If not for nothing, she's definitely trying with everybody she has a problem with. And I do think that Heavenly was overreacting, even from the first scene with her and Damon talking, where she was talking about everything. I was like, Heavenly, like, girl, you are not scared of Simone and you are not, feeling threatened. Like, it was just a bit much. It's like y'all have at this point 10, 11 years of history. Like, cut it out. Like, she was doing the most, in my opinion. I do agree with Simone and Contessa that it was not an aggressive manner. They knew that Simone was already like heated anyway. And I feel like Heavenly low key was kind of like underhandedly antagonizing her in a way by even doing that. It's like, we don't even see each other eye to eye in that way to even be, trying to do all that. So it was like, girl,
Mhm.
hush, stop this right now. So I'm seeing Simone.
Yeah, I'm Team Simone too. But also for me, I want Simone to give it a break. You're not done. You were
Oh
being
yeah, for sure.
because to me, when you're done with somebody, you don't sit there and hold a press conference about it with the other girls. Like, um, I will say that, and even in recounting the first scene when Heavenly was calling Simone aggressive, I don't like the way that word aggressive was thrown around this episode about the ladies. Like it's I don't like for some reason I just don't like that word being used about black women. It bothers me.
I agree. Even when it's from another black woman,
Hmm.
it's just one of those things to where it's like we know what aggressive is, and we know that that word is a trigger as well. So it's like I don't know. I feel like sometimes they do that purposely to like make it seem like it's something, like it's really really something. But it's like at the end of the day, if somebody's aggressive with you, you don't really like you the way I will move, I'm not gonna be around you. I'm just gonna kind of like remove myself because I feel like you're being aggressive. But yeah, I don't like that word either. I'm with you on that. I do not like that word.
I meant to ask you in the previous scene, what was your take on Jackie just going straight to Simone and telling her that she was on 10?
I'm glad you said that because I definitely wanted to talk about that. I didn't understand it, but I also know that Jackie and Simone have that kind of relationship to where they can do that. So it didn't really bother me. But I love that Simone gave her the energy and that she deserved because it was like, no, it was all your people. Don't just come at me. Which Jackie seems to do a lot, I will say. I remember Simone mentioning that, a few seasons ago with how she always takes up a Heavenly, she kind of sticks up a Heavenly, and stuff like that. But to see it in action when Jackie does it, it's like, okay, Jackie, you really do this. You be choosing sides sometimes, and I understand why Simone be annoyed with you.
Yeah, I agree. I think for me, like you said, that's their relationship and they can do that. So I don't necessarily have a problem with Jackie doing it because Simone fired back. That's obviously their dynamic. The issue I have is exactly what you said. It's like it's always just Simone. You rarely ever see a scene where Jackie is holding Heavenly accountable. It's extremely
Hmm.
rare. Like the one that's about to come up that we saw in the preview. I think that may be the first one in 5 seasons. I don't even remember Jackie holding Heavenly accountable when Heavenly talked about contestants dead mama like that.
And you know what? I will say, because I agree to a certain extent, but I will say Jackie will hold Heavenly accountable, but she does it with care. She does it with nurture. So it looks completely different.
Yeah,
With Simone, is very much an attack. With Heavenly is very much, let me talk to you and tell you why this is, not okay. You can't do this. It's very much a nurture. It's a completely different way she approaches both of them.
maybe Dr. Jackie and Dr. Damon do think Heavenly's a little kid because they they both talk the same way.
Possibly, possibly. I do think I will say to be fair, that's kind of how it is with in real life, with different relationships. There I do approach different things different with my friends in a different way. So I do get it. But of course to the viewers and the optics of everything, looking at it on TV, the way the fandom is now, somebody has to be wrong, somebody has to be right. And it's like neither one of them were really wrong or right. That's just their dynamic. So we can't really say, what it is, but we can comment on what we see.
Yeah, because neither one was offended by their tone at all. Neither one was.
Exactly.
They were.
Neither one literally went right on about their business.
So, in continuation of the trip, the next day, Contessa comes out and they start planning their day. They talk about going to see some dolphins. They recognize that Toya may not want to do that, so they split up in some groups. So Contessa, Simone, Brandy, and Mimi are to go see the dolphins, while Angel, Jackie, Quad, and Toya go out to eat. So the ladies had to go see the dolphins, and then like something else I thought Contessa did great. Them little moats was too cute.
Those works very cute.
I would love to drive one. I was laughing when Quad asked if they were out of gas because he was pressing the gas and it wasn't moving, and Jack honking the horn at them like they wasn't driving fast enough. If it's okay with you, do you have anything to add on the dolphin scene? Because I don't.
Yeah, it's
It, it,
nothing there.
it wasn't really anything worth mentioning.
No, it
Other
was
than
cute that
contestant,
they did that though.
other than contestant saying she speaks Dolphin, which I thought I was like, this lady is too much.
I would say you never know what's gonna come out of her mouth.
Hmm. What's his comment say? Jackie has to decide with Heavenly all the time because Heavenly is Jackie's hitman. I definitely believe that.
That's
Jack,
fair.
Jackie to me is the puppet master, and I always say Jackie to me is the true villain of the show. Everybody else,
Yes.
but Dr. Jackie. Um, so anyway, so we get to this restaurant that Quad says is going to look like Saint Tropez, and Toya quickly says, "Hold on now." And when we get there, it definitely don't look like Saint Tropez. Maybe the Holiday Inn or something. Um, but they sit down, get to talking, and then Toya asks Angel what she was referring to when she mentioned, Toya's name. And Angel basically finally comes out and says she's upset because Toya told the guy that Angel was dating, that she brought to the family reunion, that that Angel had asked her to hook her up with somebody else. Angel feels embarrassed and said that Toya crossed the line. Toya explains that from her vantage point, Angel was confusing because in one breath she's asking Toya to hook her up with a friend of Eugene's, while already having someone in her life that seems pretty serious if she's bringing him to a family reunion. Um, Angel lets her know that that was very disrespectful, and if she wants to be friends with her, now this is when I thought she spoke aggressive. A few times, Angel said, "Don't do that again." Like Angel says it over and over, and I have to be honest, I was kind of shocked that Toya didn't snap back. I mean, Toya had to have her reasons for not snapping back, but in that scene, it almost like Toya got sunned a little bit by Angel to me.
And did. She did.
um, and Toya claimed that she was just helping, but obviously the tension between them is there. And Angel responds saying that she don't need her help, and Toya laughed, but it was an uncomfortable laugh too. Like, I'm glad this conversation is done. And I have to be honest, I've never seen Toya really stay shut up like that. It was kind of shocking to me. I thought she was going to, because Toya has already been doing the most this season to me.
Facts.
So, and I love Toya too, but at the same time, it's like, girl, some stuff like I couldn't defend her when she made that comment to Angel. If
Yeah,
really,
I agree. I
um,
agree.
so what were your thoughts on that conversation?
So I was on Angel's side with this, and even though I do agree that I feel like, and this is another thing that I was gonna say when it came to Angel. A lot of times, people from New Orleans, I noticed that they can get read wrong, and they do have a very like tough exterior, and the way that they talk and stuff. I have a lot of friends from New Orleans, and I feel like they all act like that, but are very loving people.
Mm,
What I will say I love about Angel, she will check whatever it is. Like, she's not just a pretty girl. She definitely stands up for herself and how she feels about stuff. Don't care who it is. So I applaud that, and I agree with her with the situation. Toya crossed the line. Like, regardless to what I told you or whatever, if this man is right here in your face, don't do that. Like, why would you think that that was okay? If anything, at the next outing with all the girls, bring it up in front of everybody if you wanted to do it that way or whatever. But
call me.
it was more so just right. Call me, say something. But it was more so just the fact that she did it while the guy was right there, and then kind of like doubled down on it and was like, "You said." It was just like, girl, no, that was out of line. Toya was definitely crossed the line. I can't even say I was disappointed because that's typical Toya, tacky Toya.
No, and I agree with you. The one thing that I do, I think whether anyone likes Angel, dislikes her, you have to give respect that she does say how she feels. She isn't, I don't really consider her phony because she's going to tell you how she feels. You may not like it, but if you ask her something, she's going to tell you. She's going to tell you even if you don't ask her. Um, I still laugh at the very last episode at the end when she said, "In the name of Jesus, get out of here if y'all not going to act right." The way she said that,
Yeah, there's still a very lighthearted side of her that is very endearing. Because that definitely was a funny scene when she said that. It was like, okay, she really is, she's a nurse, she's a black woman, she's sexy, she's cute. She's also very like, straightforward, straight shooter, like wear her sleeves, her heart on her sleeves, all that. So I really like that we're getting, like you said, back to your point of the newbies. I feel like they are a good mesh with the group, and it doesn't feel like any of them are trying too hard.
so, and then I agree. I will say I am curious to see where this goes with Toya and Angel because I don't see Toya allowing her to talk to her like that again too many times.
Agreed.
Um, I just don't. And when I say allow, meaning that Toya will definitely start getting rowdy with her too. Because it's for me also. Angel just finally woke up this season during the episode where Heavenly was having her little campaign announcement. Because before that, she wasn't giving much, but I also appreciate it because that's what I think friend of shows should give, not
Yes.
extra hard to be seen until something valid happens.
Yeah, I
And I
agree.
think that's right when Angel and Brandy both woke up when there's things to actually happen, not forcing beefs and all this just to make fetch happen. Um, all right, so now we have a plot twist. It really baffles me how Heavenly Lulu show up at the restaurant and all four of them act surprised. Which one of y'all told?
Somebody told. Like,
Quad.
we ain't dumb. It
Quad.
definitely was Quad.
But just so that everybody thinks the trip is moving forward, Hurricane Heavenly arrives to the lunch. Um, Toya made me laugh because while Heavenly was attempting to hug her, Toya tells Heavenly to be careful where she touches people because she got an issue. Um, Heavenly kind of says she met,
Oops,
she
I'm
came,
sorry.
oh, you're fine. Heavenly said that she stayed home because today was Dr. Damon's daddy's birthday. Um, and she spent some time with him a while, and they did some things last night, prompting Jackie to say, "What things?" I don't know why Jackie is such a freaky leak. We do not want to know what Heavenly wasn't been doing. But she said she also came for a mental break, but because she feels that Simone has been talking about her behind her back because somebody told her, and we all know who that is. Um, so they get up and head back to the house, and what I can say is that now the calm is officially whatever calm was there, baby. It is officially done. They were in the calm before the storm, and Hurricane Heavenly has arrived. I will say is I'll save this thought for the next. No, I'll say it. But it's funny to me the reaction we get later on from them is that they literally talked about Heavenly for a full 24 hours straight. Like she wasn't going to show up like Beetlejuice. Like you said that lady's name so much, you didn't think she was going to pop up?
Exactly. Literally. What is it? Candyman. Y'all said her name.
Candyman, Bloody Mary, like all that. Like, what are you acting shocked for?
Yeah.
Um, so, what did you think about this little lunch scene? Um,
I mean, I thought it was interesting. I kind of had a feeling that Heavenly was going to show up, so I was kind of like, I already knew in a sense, so I didn't really think much of it. Um, I don't know. Part of me was just like, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I lost my thought.
it's okay. No, I for sure knew Heavenly was coming. First of all, she's not going to miss screen time. Number one,
That part.
um, she's not going to miss a chance to argue. That's number two. All this stuff about the campaign and all that. That's she ain't holding by that. Like she is still being the same normal self, talking about people's mama the way she announced it when she was announcing that she was running and saying everybody supported me except for one person. Like,
Yes,
girl.
she's still the same old Heavenly.
But what's funny to me is they say she don't have a chance, but in today's climate, that honesty is usually what ends up having a chance.
Yes, out of nowhere.
Yeah, we saw it with that orange thing um, that's in there. But anyways, the women head back to the house with Heavenly back in the mix. Um, they pull up. Heavenly gets out that moat. They start walking in, and Simone sees Heavenly, but Heavenly walks right past her without speaking. Um, Simone says, "Well, damn, you don't see me." And then Heavenly gives this loud screeching, speaking to Mimi. Um, and then Simone asks Toya, well, says to Toya, "I see y'all brought the trash back with you," and I hollered when
Definitely hollered.
because I instantly got a dumpster visual in my head, like they had stopped the dumpster and picked up the trash. And then Contessa says in her voice, "Heavenly ain't tell me she was coming." Um, and Toya says, "Oh shit." When production asks her, "Do they think a storm is about to happen?" Toya says, "What everybody thinking? This is about to be a mess. The shit storm is coming." And I don't know about you, but I absolutely lived for the way production did Toy being a weather girl.
It was so perfect, literally
But
so perfect.
I actually understand this season, and it's not a reflection of Potomac to me, but I actually understand why the ratings are actually picking up for Married to Medicine
Uh,
over Potomac, because normally they go down,
Yeah,
but I'm actually understanding why they're going up.
it's gradually gotten better each episode, and then also too, it has that campy feel to it that some of the housewife shows get with the edit. So it's definitely very, very interesting. Because yeah, I hollered when they put the weather forecast up there. I was like, "Now, see, this is good TV."
This edit reminded me of that time they edited Karen when there was at that reasonably shady thing. What did she take that had her acting all loopy? She had got the COVID shot or something or vaccine, and
I think it was the COVID
she said
vaccine.
I got vaccinated, and she was looking all loopy. Like it reminded me of that scene because I had everything going around in slow motion. But I love when they do those edits.
Yes.
Any thoughts about the reaction when Heavenly walked in the house?
The trash comment that Simone did, I was like, okay, here we go. We're about to start it up right now. But it was more so Heavenly knew she was gonna come in there and make a scene. What was on my mind the whole time was, okay, we just had these two girls going back and forth about energy and they bunk beds. Clearly, it's not enough space. So where's Heavenly about to sleep? So that's what I'm interested in seeing the next episode. Where is Heavenly about to sleep? Because they had the bunk beds and then the extra full size bed or whatever in there. So somebody gonna go in there.
I'd make Heavenly sleep on one of the other bunk beds. It's three go in that room. You said you wasn't coming. You didn't get to pick a room.
Yep. So that's about to cause another ruckus. So I'm excited to see what's gonna go down next Sunday.
But she's probably going to end up in a room with Quad or Jackie.
Probably so. I wouldn't be surprised.
Let me let me ask your thoughts because I haven't really talked about this show much with you. What are your thoughts on Mimi?
So I've been a Mimi advocate, mainly because of her storyline with her son, actually with her family, her entire family. But as far as the drama goes, I don't really have a thought on that because I feel like her drama is not necessarily interesting to me. I do want to see what's going to happen with her and Toya eventually, but um, I like Mimi. I like Dr. Mimi. I think she's a good casting choice, and she kind of gives that balance that everybody thinks Jackie gives because she has an actual endearing storyline that we haven't seen on TV. So it's very much like I do want her to give something else because I don't want it to become a thing where it's like how Drea gave Brandy that season of Basketball Wives when she was like, "You got to talk about something else because your cancer is boring." I don't want it to get like that, so she's gonna have to step it up a little bit. But in the sense of this is her first full time season, right?
Yeah, she was a friend of last time.
Yeah. So with this being her first season, I'm okay with where she's coasting.
I have mixed feelings. Um, like for me, there's something that's very like I love seeing her in that scene with her son, like you said, right? Love the scenes where with her son, and seeing that storyline. But for me, there's something very superficial about how she interacts with the other women. It's
Mm,
very surface level to me. And I can sometimes understand why the girls are saying stop psychoanalyzing me when she talks because she does put on like when she's telling them suggestions or like what they should do. It comes across sometimes as if she is like her tone of voice changes.
mm.
I will say that I did agree with her point in the car when she said that she feels that Heavenly said what she said about Simone as an excuse to hide the real reason that she didn't come initially was because she was afraid of how she would react to Simone.
And we found out that that was actually true.
That was actually true. Um, so I like Mimi. I don't want
You're
her.
indifferent.
I don't want her gone. Don't care if she comes back. I won't be sad if she left, but she's not somebody who I say get her off TV.
Yeah, that's
Um,
fair.
I actually don't want anyone on this cast to go. Still, like all these since season one, I don't want anyone to go.
I agree. I think this is one of the rare seasons of a show where the cast works. And I would like to see them again as a unit, again, wholly. I will say I would probably switch Heavenly back to full time, and make Mimi the friend of again, possibly. But I understand why they, switched it, of course, this season. So, I mean, if it stays the same, it's cool. Heavenly has gotten just as much screen time as everybody else anyway. So,
Yeah. So we have a comment here that says, I don't care for her. I feel she used Sweet Tea to get on the show, and I don't like how she approached Brandy about Toya. I did agree with that. I didn't like how she approached Brandy about Toya. It was like
it
almost
was
like
a lot.
it was chastising, kind of
Yeah.
like hold on. And I think that's where it comes across like sometimes she don't know how to turn off the doctor, the psychologist.
Yeah.
The way she spoke, it was very, I'm here, you're here. Have you seen anything about Heavenly's campaign, like in real life? Have you, like living in Atlanta, have you seen anything?
No, just the stuff on social media. I haven't seen any, like,
I haven't
anything with her name.
on social media.
Yeah, I've seen like a few things, like, but it's been from her pages, or like the Girls From Married to Medicine, not like, an actual like campaign stuff.
I just really do want to see Heavenly in a debate.
I wouldn't mind seeing her in a debate.
Well,
Probably more of a debate at the round table, but not a, but yeah, a debate nonetheless.
yeah, I just think that she should take Simone's advice in that people like Toya is who she has to learn how to reach. You don't need to try to reach your supporters. They're already there. You got to try to convince people who don't want to vote for you to vote for you.
Yeah, facts.
Um, what moment of the season has been your highlight so far?
Believe it or not, Dr. Mimi with her son. The scene in the car when her, Steve, and the son and the daughter were in the car, and that was just, I don't know, like I was telling Chase when we reviewed it, I don't think I've seen anything like that with a black family on TV, on reality TV. So it was like the whole sequence of it, of when it happened, to how they jumped out of the car immediately, how they dealt with it immediately, how they still reprimanded the son and
Hmm.
comforted the daughter, still comfort. It was just a lot all into one. So that's probably been my highlight of the entire season.
Okay, so that's your highlight for a positive moment, because that's my highlight for a positive moment too. What's your highlight for a dramatic moment?
Um, Probably Simone and her family with the boys, and the entitlement and everything. I was really sitting there like, is this happening right now? Like, is this really going on? Like, I felt like it was so raw, and it brought me back to the real moments of reality TV from back then, where it was like, you couldn't believe that that was being said on TV. So for me, that moment was a lot. And I felt for Simone, of course, in that situation, but I felt for them as a family, because that's something that they're going to have to figure out completely. And also, that was another TV moment that people took on so heavy on social media, to where I was like, y'all have to chill out, because y'all don't know this family. Y'all don't know their dynamic. Y'all don't know. Because from the way I took everything, Simone was hurt. She felt a way about, not feeling appreciated and stuff. But I know her and that youngest son, Michael, have their relationship is very unconventional at the same time. So I was like, when we found out that she got in the Tesla anyway, I was like, we knew that that was, for the people who actually have watched the show from the beginning,
Hmm.
we knew that he was going to get what he wanted. And we knew Simone was going to get it. So I don't know, that was a lot to unpack. Like, it even went, like I said, beyond the show. Social media was lit up with that topic for a week.
Rightfully so to me, because I don't think people understood Simone. Like, she never had a problem with paying for their education, none of that stuff. I think the issue was, to me, I knew if them boys had applied themselves the proper way, Simone would have wrote a blank check.
Literally,
But
literally.
seeing their sorry behinds not keep the condo clean that they paid for, all that stuff. And I'm not gonna lie, when I was watching some of this, the way she was reacting, like to Cecil, I mean, the way Cecil was reacting, not having her back, I was like, they should have let them get divorced at that last reunion. They should have never tried to convince her to stay with him,
Okay. I definitely felt that way.
because it's just not fair to her. Because what she said hit me when she said, "What am I supposed to do? Carry somebody else into my retirement?" Like, I said, "Oh my gosh." And what did you give this episode overall?
Um, I mean, this is a good episode. It was a good 8. It was enough drama, not too over the top, but it was. I mean, it was a really good episode. Like we said, it's gotten better and better, and it makes sense each episode. It's not like with our Salt Lake girls, how they just every episode is just on 10. It's gradual, so I appreciated this episode.
Me too. Well, I appreciate you, Chad. It was great spending this time with you chatting. Everyone, please do not forget to vote. Chase put the link in the lounge. No Chaser TV has been nominated for the Start Reality TV Starlight Award for the most consistent YouTube channel. And please vote, vote, vote. Um,
Vote.
Chase does all this. It is his passion, but the reaction from you guys keeps Chase doing it. And it really would be nice to have his hard work rewarded. I know people say that being nominated is enough, and I know that is enough for Chase, but it's not enough for me or Chad. We want him to win. So
Fact.
make sure you go and vote. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And with that being said, see you next time.
Peace.
Yeah, yeah. Ooh, I'm joking. I'm joking.